how did you get into My Little Pony in the first place?
I remember half year ago, I was like in 4chan and I was like dwelling through threads and stuff, and I noticed that there were like a surge of like My Little Pony threads back then. And to be honest, and because you know how 4chan tends to be sarcastic most of the time, I kind of like figured that they were joking around. They were like, "My Little Pony is a good show" or something, and I thought it was like. I mean, I didn't bother to check it just because I knew they were like joking around. It could be. I mean, My Little Pony cannot be a good show. I mean, seriously. But this is what I said back then, and for some reason, I think after a while, I for some reason caught on the video. There's a video that basically parodied another video that was based on this one NASA game basically that when you use text to speech, you basically can say stuff in words and everything. So somebody did like a My Little Pony version of it. And that's what got me started, since I was like, I thought it was funny, but at the same time, I was like, curious because the animation was actually pretty good. And I heard a bit of this, so I decided to, with my sister, to start with the first season and to see like if it goes well and if it actually is any good. And to our surprise, it was actually a pretty good series, and we actually continued to finish the rest of the first season.
Which episode did you start on?
Just the first. I mean, I just said, all right, so let's start from the beginning.
Were you hooked right away, or did it take you a few episodes?
I was immediately surprised that that despite it's a show, that's My Little Pony, they really did a really fantastic job applying different characteristics to like different characters and also good writing. So we were hooked on it, like on the fact that they actually did something very fresh with it instead of just sticking
That's
to the
right,
idea.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a show about girls anymore, really. I mean, it's more like very universal the way that they have done
the
it.
people who are making it actually cared about putting out a good product.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just very, very amazing what they did with it. But back then I was watching the show, but I wasn't really, a brony or something. I mean, I was aware there was fandom and everything, I mean, because of 4chan, but I wasn't really part of it. And I remember, back when I started the Living Tombstone, the old project thing, I wasn't really planning into making songs about My Little Pony, but because of Alex S, and I was introduced by him because he knew that I was, me and him have something in common. We both made a remix of Nyan Cat.
Of course.
I mean, it just happened, and we decided to talk to each other and everything, and he told me, dude, because, you did 2 remixes of my songs, then he figured that maybe I should continue and make more music about My Little Pony, and I was like, why? And he told me basically there's a huge amount of bronies that just, listen to my music. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll just go with it. And because of Alex S, and because he told me to do this winter wrap-up remix, and I saw how successful it was, from there point on, I basically continued to make more music about the show.
Right. How did you get into music in the first place? Even before My Little Pony, how did you get into making music?
That was about 6-7 years ago. I have a lot of experience when it comes to making music, and I remember when I was a kid, I was very, very influenced by, very, very ecstatic about childhood music and stuff like that. And I remember later on trying like various music softwares and stuff like that. And I remember through Newgrounds, I remember somebody used to make a music that I really, really liked. So, and then he actually told everyone that he actually uses FL Studio to make this thing. And I remember FL Studio was pretty much pretty simple back then to make music with. And throughout like the years, they actually improved and they added more features to it, which is actually pretty cool. So 6-7 years, I have experience with FL Studio, and because of that, I got all this experience from making music for mods and games and stuff like that. I mean, I from then I used to be. I mean, even now, I'm pretty much professional when it comes to making soundtracks for stuff. I wasn't really known about like not many people knew that I like make music outside. Like nobody really said like, oh, that's cool. That's Yov Landau who makes the music or something. And until much later, until like the Living Tombstone, I seriously didn't expect like the project to be that big. I mean, successful just because I make music about My Little Pony, and suddenly everybody really, really awaits like my next remix, my next song, and it's just a huge surprise, and I can't thank the fandom enough for like giving me this huge opportunity to show what I really can do, because I have all this experience from before, but I haven't really been known for what I do.
How is that, being internet famous, I guess, within the My Little Pony fan base?
Two things. One is very, very rewarding. I mean, very awesome to know, like, there's so many people that are looking for my next song, and it gives me motivation every time to make 2 songs, 3 songs, like a week or something, because it's like I have a motivation. I have something to make music for. I mean, usually before My Little Pony, I used to like make 1 song once 2 weeks or 3 weeks, just because I knew there wasn't anything to do really. I mean, there wasn't even any kind of like, a goal, what to do it for. So now that I'm famous, I have like all this motivation, which is great, like I said. Second is that, again, I mean, it's like a double-edged sword. One, like, says that, like, it's great to be famous, but second is saying, like, that, there's a lot of, I mean, I'm not complaining, but the problem is that when you're famous, many people expect you, to be, open. I mean, many people, many fans love me just for being like very down to earth, because of like how much aware I am like with the fans and everything. But despite that, I mean, many people ask me questions like how to work with FL Studio, how to make the remix. You listen to my song, can you give a reviews and everything? And the problem is that despite that I really want to do all those things, the reason that I'm famous and everything is because of my music. So I cannot like ignore that and just pay attention to what my fans are trying to say to me.
Too many individuals to get to all at once.
Yeah, I mean, if there's something interesting or something, I'm always like paying attention to that and always doing my best to help whenever I can. I'm very, very open. I mean, when it comes to stuff like that. So if somebody is very talented and I can see that right away, I'm immediately trying to contact his Skype and everything just to get him known, because I know that because. Like I said, Alex says is basically what has got me famous, basically, just because I made 2 remixes of his songs, and he got permission to do this kind of thing. So I'm doing basically the same thing that Alex did for me. I'm basically giving opportunities to like people that I hear from, like remixes and stuff like that, or covers, and I'm like immediately trying to get in contact with them because I know I can help them produce music for them or either get them known.
I do see you a lot, which is said you more than other artists I've seen, although I do see a lot of people, Mike does too. You reply to people on your YouTube videos, and you actually communicate with the people who are leaving comments sometimes.
Exactly, yeah.
That's always nice. Who do you think has influenced your musical style the most, the way you make music?
I guess many like mainstream electronic musicians, but I remember that I'm very, very influenced by like my childhood music that I used to like listen to. I back then was pretty much shy, so I remember I was playing video games a lot of times, so I was very much also influenced by chiptunes and stuff like that, just because they were having like so many melodies inside in them, and having so much contact inside in content in the way like they were producing everything, despite that they didn't have any lyrics. Same thing also for like chiptunes in general, just because I admire like the melodies and everything that's put out like in the effort that people put into them, and despite that nobody really cares about who were like behind them or something. And but even today's music is actually kind of like influential. I mean a lot of like my style is also borrowed from like people. I mean, I listen to a lot of like dubstep and drum and bass, and like from people like Noja, Deadmau5, Skrillex, 16-bit, and many artists that are pretty much involved in this scene. But the interesting thing is that despite it, I'm very influential by instrumental artists and everything. I'm still like making original songs based on like what I really like about what they're doing. So I'm basically just implying lyrics into what I make, basically.
I noticed you have a lot of songs that are you with other people. Do you like collaborating with people? You like doing stuff with other music artists from the fan base?
About collaborating is that, I mean, it's great to collaborate. I mean, I love like the people that I work with and everything, but at the same time, it's really hard to like coordinate ideas and stuff like that, since you have to be pretty limited into like what you can ask from them. So it's like you can ask for them to sing or perform this or that, but you cannot really tell them to make various parts and everything. So you need to be very careful in what you ask and everything. But it does really come really nice, and the big benefit from collaborating is that of course people are very much excited towards well, like me and Mike the Microphone. It's like crazy because it's like people love Mike the Microphone and people love my music. It's like a great combination. Uh, for example, like I'm going to tell you right now that I'm right now working with Wooden Toaster on an original song that we together perform in. So that's already very, very exciting because you know Wooden Toast and you know me. So it's like already something very, very great to look forward to. I mean, he's a great buddy and we work together and everything. So on this song, we're going to like collaborate. So, collaborating is awesome. You know, just like, you know, sometimes limited. And also you have to understand that sometimes they're not going to deliver what you need in time because it's like different time zones and everything. So you need to be very, very patient.
The other thing I wanted to ask about collaboration is, from what I've been able to see, you're probably what your most popular song is actually Mike's cover of your remix of Wooden Toast song.
Yeah, it was actually, and I really really like that. Many people consider this one of the best songs to come out of the fandom, and I think for like a different reason, not because it's like I like the style or something, it's just because this song alone proves to me what the fandom is about, to be honest, because it started from Wooden Toaster. He wanted to make a song about Carrot Top because he loves the character, so he made the song. And I just happened to listen to it, so I just asked him, just freely, like, hey, can I borrow some of the parts from the song so I can make a remix? And he was like, sure, go ahead, and he gave me the parts. Started to work on a remix. Just at the same time, noticed that Mike the Microphone was working on an original rap on the original song, not the remix back then. So I just asked him, can maybe you might be interested in making a rap over my remix? And he said, sure. So it's kind of like the snowball effect, but it just demonstrates how great the fandom is because you cannot be, I mean, I don't remember like in any other fandom that I've been in, and I've been to many fandoms before that I was like part of and just like, you know, hanging around and everything. And I never felt like this freedom when it comes to like asking people for like, to work with and just make like this big snowball song basically that's, you know, revolves into Beyond the Tomb. It's just insane.
Yeah, it was like a collab within a collab within a collab.
Exactly.
What's your favorite fan pony song? That's not one of your songs, obviously.
I think it's so great and powerful song. He made a dedicated song to Pinkie Pie Swear, and I think it's one of the best songs I ever heard. It's really, really happy and everything, and I really dig like the melody and everything that was into it. So I believe it's like my favorite song of all time from the fandom. Well, second place, I think it's Omnipony song, Spitfire's Challenge. For some reason, I just can't stop listening to that song. I really love the beat and everything. Third, number third, I think it's somewhat hard to just to choose. I mean, overall, I have like these two songs that I really really like. I mean, overall, like my remixes, like the songs that I heard from and the basically remix them are also my favorites.
What's your favorite song from the show?
I think it's Find a Pet, just because I love the way it sounds and everything. It's somewhere, just very very happy and you know it's like a really nice style and everything. And it's also like a musical, so it's something that I really relate to because I love musicals. Um, yeah, I think Find a Pet is my favorite song from the show.
I've noticed most of Fluttershy's songs seem to have a more Broadway-ish theme to them, except for Hush Now, Quiet Now.
Yeah, of course.
So Many Wonders had a very cabaret feel to it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't even really notice that.
All right, last question. This is an easy one.
Perfect.
Who's your favorite pony?
My favorite pony is actually Rarity.
Okay then.